From Malmo to Australia.
Australia is a country comprising the mainland of the Australian continent, the island of Tasmania, and numerous smaller islands. It is the world's sixth largest country by total area, and the neighboring countries include Indonesia, East Timor, and Papua New Guinea to the north, the Solomon Islands and Vanuatu to the northeast, and New Zealand to the southeast. Australia has about 23 million inhabitants, and their main language is English. The capital is Canberra, and the currency is the Australian dollar. The indigenous Australians, the Aborigines, are the original inhabitants of the Australian continent and nearby islands. They migrated from Africa to Asia around 70,000 years ago and arrived in Australia around 50,000 years ago. They lived in Australia until the first British settlement in the late 18th century. The Aborigines spoke languages grouped into roughly 250 language groups.
Australia was for many years colonized by European countries, mainly by Great Britain, and that's where Australia got a lot of their desserts from. Mango and passion fruit Australian mess, Lamington with white chocolate cream, Tim Tam cake, and peach melba pavlova are just a few of all the most famous desserts in the country, and most of these desserts fundamentally comes from the United Kingdom.
Captain James Cook, born November 7, 1728, died February 14, 1779, was a British explorer, navigator, cartographer, and a captain in the Royal Navy. He joined the British Merchant Navy as a teenager and joined the Royal Navy in 1755. He made detailed maps of Newfoundland prior to make 3 trips to the Pacific Ocean. Cook achieved the first recorded European contact with Australia and the Hawaiian Islands.
The outback in Australia is very dry areas. Areas like these has the name outback because they are mostly located outside the biggest urban areas. Therefore, the expression outback. The outback is not a term that is used officially in any kind of art divisions, but it is used by many local agencies to increase the local area's attractiveness among tourists.
Australia is so large that its climate varies widely. The greater part of the continent is desert and very dry landscape, and only on the southeast and southwest corners have a temperate climate.
Unique animals are just a few of all the reasons to visit Australia. Some of the best known animals are the kangaroo, koala, echidna, dingo, and wombat. Australia's native animals can often be difficult to spot in the wild, but then you can visit their world-class zoos and wildlife parks and you will be guaranteed to see all the animals with your own eyes. The Great Barrier Reef is the world's largest coral reef system. It is composed of over 2,900 individual reefs and a total of 900 islands stretching for over 2,300 kilometers. The reef is located at the coast of Queensland in Australia. The Great Barrier Reef is composed of and built by billions of tiny organisms, and it stretches over such a big area that you can see it from outer space. The Hard Reef is in fact one of many coral boomies that make up the Great Barrier Reef and is only 17 meters in diameter. It can only be seen aerially, as from sea level it is just like any of the other boomies that neighbor it. The Hard Reef is an extremely popular icon among local and international travelers and is the site of many in-flight proposals.
Uluru, also known as Ayers Rock, is a large sandstone rock formation in the southern part of Australia, and it is one of the most impressive landmarks in the country. It is located in Uluru-Kata-Churup National Park in the geographic center of Australia. Ayers Rock is about 350 meters from its barren surrounds, and even more interestingly, Ayers Rock extends even further than its among below ground. The name Uluru is from the Aboriginal tribes. Visitors can climb as well as explore the base of it, which is around 10 kilometers by footpath.
Sydney is Australia's most populated city with over 4.7 million residents, and it is located at Australia's southeast coast. The city has a very important harbour and also a very different and rich trade industry with steel and machine industry, chemical industry and grocery industry. Meat, coal, wheat and wool are just a few of all the groceries that are very important for Australian export. Sport is a very important part of the Australian culture. The country has a very long sport history, and the early famous sport in Australia is cricket. There are numbers of professional sport leagues in Australia: Australian Football League, National Rugby League, Super Rugby, the A-League are just a few of all the leagues in the country, which means that sport is a very big and important part of the Australian culture. Media also plays a very important part in Australia's sporting landscape. Television and radios are always sending sport through sport television shows, talk shows, magazines and also newspapers. Australia as a nation has also competed in many international events, and the country has a large numbers of national teams and succeeded sport profiles.
Some famous people from Australia are Cody Simpson, Liam Hemsworth, Iggy Azalea, Steve Irwin, Miranda Kerr and Kylie Minogue.
Thank you so much for watching our video! Woo!